Welcome to BookBuzz Reviews and Summaries. Imagine waking up in a world where every decision, every action, every connection is invisibly mediated by a vast, intricate web of technologies. You reach for your phone, a device so common, it feels like an extension of your hand, and with a tap, access a sea of information. The traffic lights on your commute adjust their timing based on real-time data. Your office building's climate control hums softly, optimized by an algorithm thousands of miles away. The food on your plate, the medicine you take, the plane overhead, all of it connected, coordinated, and made possible by systems so vast and complex, they're almost incomprehensible. But here's the paradox. While these systems touch every facet of our lives, their inner workings remain hidden, cloaked in layers of abstraction. We're surrounded by technology, yet how often do we pause to ask, what are these systems? Who controls them? And more importantly, what happens when they fail? Welcome to Systems Ultra, Making Sense of Technology in a Complex World, a book that pulls back the curtain on the interconnected frameworks shaping our modern existence. Written by Georgina Voss, this isn't your typical tech guide filled with buzzwords and fleeting trends. It's a bold exploration of the architectures, both human and machine, that underpin our increasingly interdependent world. Voss dares to ask the big questions. How do we navigate systems so vast and opaque they seem like natural forces? How do we claim agency in a world run by algorithms? And how do we prepare for a future where complexity itself might be our greatest challenge? Imagine the stories you've never heard about the systems you rely on every day. What does it take to design the infrastructure for a global internet? How do cities plan for autonomous vehicles when the technology is still evolving? What's the cost of convenience in a world of smart devices? Not just in dollars, but in ethics, in privacy, in power. Through vivid storytelling and razor-sharp analysis, Systems Ultra reveals the hidden dynamics that make our world tick. It's not just about understanding technology. It's about understanding ourselves, our choices, our vulnerabilities, and our potential. As you turn the pages, you'll journey from the corridors of tech giants to the front lines of cybersecurity, from the design labs of AI researchers to the protest movements challenging digital surveillance. Voss doesn't just show you the machinery. She introduces you to the people behind it: engineers, hackers, policymakers, and everyday citizens grappling with the same question: what does it mean to live in a world of systems? So, whether you're a tech enthusiast, a policymaker, a curious skeptic, or simply someone trying to make sense of the world around you, this book offers something profound. It's a guide, a challenge, and above all, a call to action. Because in a world defined by complexity, understanding isn't optional, it's essential. Buckle up. The systems are calling. Are you ready to answer? Part 1. The Invisible Threads of Technology. Understanding Systems at Work. Imagine waking up in the morning. You reach for your phone, scroll through the latest notifications, and then turn on the coffee machine. You don't think about it, but you're already immersed in a web of systems, technological, social, and economic, that quietly shape your day. In this opening section, Georgina Voss takes readers on a journey to uncover these hidden layers of complexity. Through vivid examples and real-world stories, she challenges us to look beyond the surface and understand the intricate interplay of the systems around us. Chapter 1. The Machinery Behind the Curtain. Voss begins with a story of a small town that becomes the epicenter of a technological mystery. The town's residents start noticing strange patterns in their power consumption, surges and dips that seem to defy logic. As investigators dig deeper, they discover that a nearby data center, processing endless streams of global internet traffic, is the culprit. This anecdote sets the stage for Voss's key argument. Technology is never just about devices, it's about the systems behind them. She explains that every gadget, app, or service we use is part of a larger network of infrastructures, policies, and human decisions. From power grids to algorithms, these systems operate behind the curtain, influencing our lives in ways we rarely notice. Through her storytelling, Voss introduces the concept of systems thinking, urging readers to see the big picture. She likens it to zooming out on a map, not just focusing on the street you're on, but understanding how that street connects to a city, a country, and the world. Chapter 2: The Ghosts of Decisions Past. In the second chapter, Voss delves into the historical roots of today's technological systems. She tells the tale of an old railway network, built in the 19th century, that still dictates the layout of a modern city. The narrow streets, oddly placed intersections, and even zoning laws all trace back to decisions made by engineers and policymakers over a century ago. This chapter highlights a crucial point: systems carry the legacies of their creators. Whether it's the design of a smartphone interface or the structure of a social media platform, every system reflects the values, priorities, and assumptions of the people who built it. Voss uses this idea to explore the biases and inequalities baked into technology. For instance, she discusses how early programmers' assumptions about default users, typically male, white, and able-bodied, still influence the design of products today. By unraveling these historical threads, she challenges readers to question the neutrality of technology and consider whose voices are amplified or silenced by its systems. Chapter 3: Entangled Lives. In a particularly gripping chapter, Voss introduces us to Maria, a nurse in a bustling metropolitan hospital. Maria's day is a whirlwind of managing patients, juggling electronic medical records, and navigating bureaucratic red tape. At first glance, her challenges seem purely logistical. But as Voss unpacks Maria's story, she reveals a web of interconnected systems at play. The hospital's reliance on outdated software, shaped by budget constraints and corporate lobbying. The supply chain vulnerabilities that delay critical medical equipment. The global pharmaceutical networks that prioritize profit over access. Through Maria's eyes, Voss illustrates how technological systems are deeply entangled with social, economic, and political forces. She argues that we can't understand one without considering the others. This chapter serves as a powerful reminder that systems are not isolated, they're ecosystems. Chapter 4: When Systems Fail. No exploration of systems would be complete without examining their fragility. In this chapter, Voss recounts the infamous blackout of 2003, which plunged much of the northeastern United States and Canada into darkness. What started as a minor issue, a power line brushing against an overgrown tree, cascaded into a massive failure due to the interconnectedness of the grid. This story underscores a critical point: complex systems are prone to cascading failures. Voss explains how small disruptions can ripple through a network, causing widespread chaos. She draws parallels to other examples, from financial crises to cybersecurity breaches, showing how our reliance on interconnected systems leaves us vulnerable to systemic risks. Despite the grim examples, Voss offers a glimmer of hope. She introduces the concept of resilient systems, designed to anticipate and adapt to failures. By studying these systems, she argues, we can learn to build more robust and sustainable technologies. Chapter 5: Seeing the Invisible. The final chapter of Part 1 challenges readers to change the way they see the world. Voss introduces practical tools for uncovering the hidden systems around us, from mapping supply chains to analyzing the incentives behind policies. She shares anecdotes of activists, artists, and researchers who use these tools to expose injustices and spark change. One memorable story involves a group of artists who create visualizations of internet traffic, revealing the vast amounts of data flowing through specific geographic regions. Their work not only makes the abstract tangible, but also sparks critical conversations about surveillance, privacy, and digital inequality. Voss ends the chapter with a call to action: become a systems detective. By learning to see the invisible threads that connect our technologies, we can better understand their impact and work toward a more equitable future. Key themes of Part 1. Throughout this section, Voss weaves together storytelling, analysis, and reflection to drive home several key themes. 1. Technology is never neutral. Every system reflects the values and assumptions of its creators. 2. Interconnectedness creates vulnerability. Complex systems are both powerful and fragile, prone to cascading failures. 3. The importance of systems thinking. By zooming out and seeing the big picture, we can better understand and navigate the technologies shaping our world. 4. Empowerment through awareness. By learning to see and question the systems around us, we can become agents of change. A journey into complexity. Part 1 of Systems Ultra sets the stage for the rest of the book, inviting readers to embark on a journey into the heart of technological complexity. Voss's engaging stories and thought-provoking insights challenge us to rethink our relationship with technology and take a more active role in shaping its future. Part 2. The Power Players, Control and Accountability in Technological Systems. In this part, Voss unravels the layers of authority embedded in technological systems. She explores the forces that shape these systems, governments, corporations, and even everyday users, highlighting how decisions are made, who benefits, and who bears the costs. Through compelling narratives and provocative questions, she invites readers to examine the often hidden dynamics of power and control. Chapter 6. The Gatekeepers. Voss opens Part 2 with a gripping exploration of gatekeepers, those who control access to technology. She begins with the story of an independent game developer named Liam, whose groundbreaking game was rejected by a major app store. Liam's rejection wasn't due to technical flaws, but rather the store's opaque approval policies. This story serves as a springboard for a deeper discussion about gatekeepers in technological ecosystems. From app stores and social media platforms to internet service providers, Voss examines how a handful of companies wield immense power over what we can create, share, and access online. She argues that these gatekeepers are not just arbiters of content, but also shapers of culture and innovation. Their decisions, often driven by profit motives, can stifle creativity, reinforce biases, and limit diversity. Yet their influence is largely invisible to most users, making it difficult to hold them accountable. Chapter 7. The Myth of Neutrality. In this chapter, Voss dismantles the notion that technology is inherently neutral. She recounts a story of a major navigation app that led drivers through a historically black neighborhood, causing traffic congestion and disrupting the community's daily life. While the app's algorithm was designed to optimize efficiency, it failed to consider the social and cultural impacts of its decisions. This example highlights Voss's central argument. Technological systems are imbued with the values and assumptions of their creators. She explains how algorithms, often perceived as objective, reflect the biases of the people who design them. Whether it's a hiring algorithm that discriminates against women or a facial recognition system that struggles to identify people of color, these biases have real-world consequences. Through her analysis, Voss challenges readers to question the narratives of neutrality and objectivity often associated with technology. She urges us to recognize the human fingerprints on every system and to advocate for greater transparency and accountability. Chapter 8. The Hidden Costs. This chapter shifts focus to the hidden costs of technological systems, particularly for those who are marginalized or excluded. Voss tells the story of a rural community that struggles with unreliable internet access, highlighting the digital divide that persists even in developed countries. She explores how technological advancements often exacerbate existing inequalities, leaving behind those who lack the resources to participate in the digital economy. From the environmental toll of data centers to the exploitation of gig workers, Voss reveals the unseen burdens borne by individuals and communities at the periphery of these systems. Her storytelling is both poignant and provocative, forcing readers to confront the ethical dilemmas of our reliance on technology. She asks, who benefits from these systems and who pays the price? Chapter 9. Resistance and Resilience. In one of the most inspiring chapters of the book, Voss highlights stories of resistance and resilience against oppressive technological systems. She introduces readers to a grassroots organization that developed a community-owned internet network in a remote village, bypassing traditional service providers. This chapter celebrates the ingenuity and determination of individuals and communities who challenge the status quo. Voss argues that while technological systems can be sources of control and exploitation, they can also be tools for empowerment and liberation when wielded thoughtfully. She explores the concept of technological sovereignty, advocating for local, decentralized solutions that prioritize the needs and values of communities over corporate profits. Through these stories, Voss emphasizes the importance of agency and collective action in shaping the future of technology. Chapter 10: Accountability in the Age of Complexity. The final chapter of Part 2 tackles the thorny issue of accountability. In an age where technological systems are increasingly complex and opaque, how do we hold their creators and operators responsible for their impacts? Voss recounts the aftermath of a high-profile cybersecurity breach in which a major corporation faced public backlash for failing to protect user data. She examines the legal, ethical, and societal dimensions of accountability, highlighting the challenges of navigating these issues in a globalized, interconnected world. She also explores emerging frameworks for accountability, from algorithmic audits to ethical design principles. While acknowledging the limitations of these approaches, Voss remains optimistic about the potential for change. She argues that by demanding transparency and accountability, we can create systems that are not only effective but also equitable and just. Key themes of Part 2. Part 2 of Systems Ultra delves deep into the dynamics of power and control within technological systems, offering readers a nuanced understanding of these critical issues. Key themes include 1. Gatekeepers and power dynamics. A few entities hold disproportionate control over technological ecosystems, shaping what is possible and permissible. 2. The fallacy of neutrality. Technology is not objective or unbiased. It reflects the values and priorities of its creators. 3. Hidden costs and inequalities. The benefits of technology are unevenly distributed, often at the expense of marginalized communities. 4. Resistance and empowerment. Grassroots movements and decentralized solutions offer hope for more equitable technological systems. 5. Accountability and ethics. As systems become more complex, the need for transparency and responsibility becomes increasingly urgent. A call to awareness and action. Part 2 of Systems Ultra is a powerful exploration of the forces that shape our technological world. Through vivid stories and incisive analysis, Georgina Voss challenges us to confront the realities of power and control in these systems. Yet she also inspires hope, reminding us of our ability to resist, innovate, and demand better. Part 3. Charting the Future Toward a New Relationship with Technology. In Part 3, Voss shifts the focus from the present dynamics of technological systems to the possibilities and challenges of the future. She examines emerging trends, innovative approaches, and the ethical dilemmas that will shape the next era of human-technology interaction. With a blend of caution and optimism, she explores how we can forge a more balanced and thoughtful relationship with technology. Chapter 11. The Rise of Adaptive Systems. Voss begins this section by diving into the concept of adaptive systems, technologies designed to evolve and learn in response to their environments. She introduces readers to an experimental smart city project where AI algorithms dynamically manage traffic, energy consumption, and public safety. While this sounds like a utopia of efficiency, Voss highlights the complexities and potential pitfalls. What happens when these systems make decisions that conflict with human values? How do we ensure that adaptability doesn't come at the cost of accountability? Through vivid storytelling, she examines both the promise and the peril of adaptive technologies, illustrating their potential to solve pressing challenges while cautioning against unintended consequences. Chapter 12. The Human-Machine Partnership. In this chapter, Voss delves into the evolving relationship between humans and machines. She shares the story of a robotics engineer, Sophie, who designed an AI-powered exoskeleton to assist people with mobility impairments. Sophie's invention transforms lives, but it also raises questions about dependency and control. This chapter explores the tension between empowerment and reliance in human-machine interactions. Voss discusses the psychological and societal implications of integrating intelligent machines into our lives, from enhancing human capabilities to the ethical dilemmas of relinquishing control. Voss argues for a partnership mindset, where humans and machines collaborate to achieve shared goals rather than competing or dominating one another. She emphasizes the importance of designing systems that respect human autonomy and dignity. Chapter 13. The ethics of automation. Automation is a recurring theme in Voss's analysis, and this chapter takes a closer look at its ethical dimensions. Through the story of a factory worker displaced by robotic automation, she explores the human cost of technological progress. While automation offers undeniable benefits, such as increased productivity and reduced labor costs, it also poses significant challenges, including job displacement, economic inequality, and the erosion of traditional skills. Voss calls for a more thoughtful approach to automation, one that prioritizes fairness, inclusion, and the well-being of affected individuals. She proposes several strategies for mitigating the negative impacts of automation, including upskilling programs, universal basic income, and policies that promote equitable distribution of technological benefits. Chapter 14. Designing for Uncertainty. This chapter addresses a theme that runs throughout the book: the inherent uncertainty of technological systems. Voss recounts the story of a startup that developed a revolutionary medical device, only to face unexpected challenges during its deployment. The company's ability to adapt and learn from these challenges ultimately determined its success. Voss uses this story to illustrate the importance of designing systems that are resilient and flexible in the face of uncertainty. She discusses principles such as modularity, redundancy, and continuous feedback, which enable systems to adapt to changing circumstances. She also emphasizes the need for humility and openness in the design process, encouraging designers to embrace uncertainty as an opportunity for learning and innovation rather than a threat to be avoided. Chapter 15. The Path to Technological Flourishing. The final chapter of the book is a powerful call to action. Voss challenges readers to envision a future where technological systems are not only effective but also ethical, inclusive, and aligned with human values. She introduces the concept of technological flourishing, a state where technology supports individual and collective well-being without compromising the planet or future generations. This vision requires a fundamental shift in how we design, deploy, and interact with technology. Voss outlines several guiding principles for achieving technological flourishing. 1. Human-centered design. Prioritize the needs, values, and dignity of people in the design of technological systems. 2. Ethical accountability. Establish clear frameworks for evaluating the ethical implications of technology. 3. Collaborative governance. Involve diverse stakeholders in decision-making processes to ensure that systems are fair and inclusive. 4. Sustainability. Consider the long-term environmental and social impacts of technology. Through a series of inspiring stories, Voss illustrates how individuals, organizations, and communities can contribute to this vision. From grassroots initiatives to global collaborations, she highlights the potential for positive change when we approach technology with intention and care. Key themes of Part 3. Part 3 of Systems Ultra is a forward-looking exploration of how we can navigate the complexities of technological systems to create a better future. Key themes include: 1. Adaptation and learning. The importance of designing systems that can evolve and respond to uncertainty. 2. Human-machine collaboration. Embracing a partnership mindset in our interactions with intelligent machines. 3. Ethical considerations. Addressing the societal and moral implications of automation and other technological advancements. 4. Resilience and flexibility, designing systems that are robust and adaptable in the face of change. 5. A vision for the future, envisioning a world where technology supports human flourishing and planetary health. A compelling conclusion. Part 3 of Systems Ultra is a masterful blend of analysis, storytelling, and vision. Georgina Voss challenges us to rethink our relationship with technology and to take an active role in shaping its future. By addressing the ethical, social, and environmental dimensions of technological systems, she inspires hope and empowers readers to contribute to a more just and sustainable world. Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new video updates. Happy learning!